Friday afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. Wow. Clickety click. Guess who's behind me? Let me just show you. Yes, it's the boy. So, I've been out for most of the morning because I had to do the post. I had to go to the bank. And then I had to go and see my printer in Carrick because I'm getting another edition. Well, a new edition. No, it's not a new edition. It's a new print. So I'm getting a reprint of A Cottage in 3 Acres because it's suddenly become very popular. So I've got a few copies left in the studio, and then I'll be waiting for the new batch to come in. So that's what I've been up to. And whilst I was in town, I did some shopping because I'm on a juice fast. So this is now day 3. I'm feeling really, really good. Absolutely masses and masses of energy. And I'll show you what I'm having here. No, it's not black coffee. It's actually Marmite. It's a big mug of Marmite for my B vitamins. So what I do, this is the Marmite here. I take about a teaspoon or so, depends on the size of the mug, and I just stir it into some hot water. And then that makes sure that I get my B vitamins. So what am I juicing? Oh, it's very, very simple. I'll tell you what I got in town. Because I've got some kale and stuff here. I got organic carrots, green apples, oranges, lemons, limes, organic celery, what else did I get? Oh, 2 big bags of baby leaf spinach, and that was it. Does that sound like it? Yeah. So people ask me, well, can you give me a recipe for your juice? Which I think is ridiculous. When I get a question like that, I sort of go, what? I just juice whatever I have there. I normally try to keep it about 50-50 fruit and veg. That's just the rough guide. You know, and not in weight, you know, because 50-50 in weight would be, you know, 50% spinach and 50%, say, green apples. Well, you'd need a whole ton of spinach, really, wouldn't you? But 50-50 in terms of the juice, it extracts. And I use a masticating juicer. And again, people ask me, what kind of a juicer have you got? The cheapest juicer, okay? I've bought expensive things before over the course of my life, and a lot of the expensive things don't last, and a lot of the cheap things do last. So I'm pretty happy with my cheap juicer over there. It's covered with a tea towel. I've literally been on the go since about 7 this morning, and my energy levels haven't dropped at all. The nice thing about being on a juice fast is that it rests your body, because people again say, oh, but you're a vegan, why would you go on a juice fast? Oh. To give my internal organs a rest, to make sure that my blood pressure is normalised, to ensure that my cholesterol is brought down and normalised, because, you know, eating nuts and stuff, your cholesterol can go up. Vegans aren't immune to high blood pressure and high cholesterol, you know, because it depends what you eat. We don't all eat exactly the same. So I go on a juice fast to rest my internal organs, to rest my body, and just to make sure that I'm giving myself every chance of keeping good health about me. And I know there's a lot of juice fasting sites that tell you, oh, you should use enemas and this, that. Personally, I think it's nonsense. It certainly isn't something that I would ever consider. I'm not interested in all of that. I prefer the natural way of dealing with waste matter. So, no, I've never done anything like that. I had it forced upon me once when I was having my first baby, and it was absolutely dreadful, and I thought, this doesn't feel natural. So, no, I would never go down that route at all. Do I drink tea and coffee? Yes, in moderate amounts. I still have my cup of coffee in the morning, and I would have a cup of tea during the day if I really wanted one. And I take a lot of cold tea, so I make up a lot of mint tea, herbal teas if you like, and I would have those cold with a little dash of, say, lime cordial in them. The main thing is just to keep the level of drinks up. Make sure that you don't start to dehydrate. And if you really want a hot cuppa of something like Marmite, or I suppose you could put Vegemite in as well, then that's good too. I'm going to have to just stop here momentarily. I think someone's coming up the drive. Oh, it wasn't anyone coming up the drive. It was just Jack barking because he must have heard a creature outside or something. So I've lit the stove in the front room because it's 4:20 Bealtaine Cottage time, which makes it 3:20 your time. I treated myself to flowers today, but I want to just show you because I finished my jigsaw. Isn't that beautiful? Just pull right back so you can see it. Isn't that gorgeous? Very pleased to get that done. I found the other end of the wire, which is here, so I'm going to be getting the stepladder out and cutting that wire off now because it's not connected to anything. So you can see all the lovely colours beginning to sort of come up in the garden. This is what normally happens in January, February, March. It is a sign that the sap is beginning to rise when you get these beautiful colours on the stems of plants and trees. You just see out there. What else have I been up to? Oh yes, I bought a lot of bird food, absolutely masses of bird food. So there's some of the lovely flowers that I bought today for myself. I thought I'd just treat myself because when I'm on a juice fast, I don't spend as much on food. Because, now I know a lot of people in the USA will find this odd, but fruit and vegetables in Ireland are much, much cheaper than, say, buying burgers or buying meat or buying milk or buying cheese. It's actually very cheap to go on a juice fast here. My shopping bill today was about perhaps half of what I'd normally spend. So I treated myself to some lovely lilies. What else have I got to say? Oh, I'm still knitting my jumper. Oh, that was the pheasant outside. He must have gone round the back. I'm still knitting my jumper. I'll let you know when I've stitched up the front and back anyway. I'm still sorting out absolutely heaps of stuff. So I've sorted out yet another great big sack here of clothes and bits and bobs for the charity shop. So I did look in town today and I don't think the charity shop was open. I'll show you all the bird food I got. I actually spend more on bird food over the course of the week than what I do on food for myself. So I've got sacks of this. See, wild bird food. Wasn't too expensive, that was €2. And that's just in my local shop over in Ballyfarnham. You know where I do the post from. I got another big thing of nuts. I got lots of organic porridge oats because they love that. And I also bought sunflower seeds. See? So that's all stacked up there with bird food. Those shelves. Dog food down there. Oh, now, what else have I got to say? The light's changing. Beautiful light, absolutely beautiful light. Do you notice it here in the sitting room? It's a different light, and it's just, it just lifts my heart really. It's amazing and beautiful. It's quite cold out there. You can see some of the frost. Oh no, the frost is gone. But look, the tulips are starting to come up here. My daughter gave me lots and lots of tulips, which I planted into these two pots. So you can see the tulips coming up, which are rather lovely. Oh, I'll take you around the front of the cottage actually just before I drop my glasses. Just before I stop. I'll probably scratch the lens. Never mind. Done some more tidying up around the front. And got my 4 beautiful Irish oak trees planted. Someone put a comment up asking me if this particular Latin name was the Irish oak. Well, I know they're Irish oaks. Probably Google could tell you whether that's the right Latin name for them or not. Some smoke coming from the chimney there. Now you can see some frost still on this big tree trunk. So I've done some more raking up of all the moss, and I've moved a few more plants. So I've moved the berberis round. You see the berberis in the blue pot? I still have to get and transplant that. You can see the berberis there in the blue pot. It's rather nice, isn't it? And I still have to finish off the driveway. Between frost and rain, you know, the weather's just a wee bit unpredictable at the moment. So I'm sort of getting out, managing to get out and do stuff in fits and starts. You can see the buds coming out on the ribes there. I know the birds are getting very tame. Very, very tame. They don't seem to mind me standing this close. At the moment I'm filling the bird feeders up about twice a day. They seem to be very... There seems to be an awful lot of birds here. I think they're flying in from all over County Roscommon. I filled these feeders up this morning. I mean, look. 2/3 gone. But I don't mind. I see it as my sacred duty to ensure that the wildlife are kept fed. And, of course, it brings me a lot of joy. And you can't put a price on joy. There's the blackbird. He was up in the little bird feeder up there. Got to bring the cart over to the compost pile. And I also need to clean out my wheelbarrow from where I was tree planting. Look at that. So blessings to you all on this lovely Friday, the end of the week. Oh, hang on. Another thing I want to show you. I'll probably think of lots and lots when I go in, when I finish this. Look. The first flowers out on the rhododendron. Isn't that beautiful? Do you remember when I planted this last year? Because this was a fire pit before. And it's grown beautifully, and all these are flowering buds. So it's going to give a lovely display, and I'm hoping that the heather underneath will display as well. So there we go. Blessings to you all.